the word healing in my thoughts. So I've been on this sort of inner journey, if you like, of inquiry for about 20 years now. I got to a point in my life, early 2000s, where I had, I guess, achieved what most people would would imagine as being happiness, success in the world. You know, I mean, I sold my first business for a significant amount of money, and I had enough money to go and buy everything I thought that was going to make me happy, and discovered after 3 years that I was actually more miserable than I was before I had money. So then I embarked, and then I after that, the sort of wheels fell off my life, and things got very unhappy, and I got to a point where I got very at the low point in my life, and I wasn't going to take myself out, so I decided I need to start doing something different. So my wife had suggested that we started couple counselling, you know, a long time ago, and so I thought, well, I'd never done it before. I thought I'll go along and try it, and so and that's where it started for me. So I started with couple counselling, and then got my individual counsellor and did counselling for years, and then lots of men's work, and then fell into energy work, and you know, done all sorts of different inner journey, outer journey, theta healing, Reiki, with the clairvoyance, and then, you know, more recently the plant medicines. And I guess I share all this because over that time I've had that sort of orientation that I need to be fixed, that I need to be healed, you know, because and when I think of the word heal now, I think of this orientation that I'm broken, you know. It's sort of, that's what it links to me anyway. And so, you know, whilst I have done a significant amount of healing, and my life has completely transformed over those 20 years, just in the last little while I've kind of just realised that actually, you know, I'm an energetic being. Whilst, you know, I've just got my physical appearance, but I'm also made of energy, and this energy, these emotions that I feel are just, you know, energy that's inside of me that has got stuck. So, for example, when I think of a situation, well, I'm in a situation that brings up some fear, I feel my fear in my throat. I even saying the word fear now, I can feel it in my throat and down sort of my solar plexus area. All right, down there. So that's where I feel fear. And so, and you know, the word fear on a physical level has a certain meaning, but at an energetic level, it's just another. It's all energy. So it's really just about describing, these words we use just describe a different vibrational state of that energy, because the energy is just one thing. It's not like fear and worry and stuff. It's just basically, it's the same thing. It's just vibrating at a different place. So if I go back to my example of where I feel fear, so for using that analogy, so in here, for example, the energy is, this is my reason why it feels tight and like a stabbing feeling, is because the energy here is vibrating slower than the energy that's around here. So that's, I can feel it like a stabbing pain, and then also down in my solar plexus. By feeling it, I'm being able to feel the energy, or the differentiation in the vibration between the energy here and the energy around here. And now I've got, you know, many tools and processes like for working with that energy. So I've got, you know, I can, my main one I use at the moment, for example, is if I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling, is to actually let myself really sink into the feeling, like I'm falling into it. And that seems to, for me, it's like acknowledging that energy, instead of just in the past what I've done is avoided it, something that feels uncomfortable, I'm going to have a glass of wine, whatever. But now I'm doing the opposite. I'm going into that energy and feeling into it and allow myself to go into it, which is a skill and practice, because I've spent my whole life doing the opposite. So, I now have this, and then sometimes if I'm got something particularly, really overwhelming energetically that's going on, this is where I really appreciate, and grateful for the medicines, and being able to, where I'm living at the moment, being able to have access to them. And so I'm not going to retreats at the moment. I'm sort of working and focusing on that side of my life right now. But at any time I can go and go up to and join an ayahuasca ceremony at the Akamati Satcharina Retreat Centre up the road. And so it's beautiful. And I go, the last one I went to was 3 weeks ago, and I sort of had something really big come up, and I just couldn't really manage it with my own tools, so I took it along and worked with the medicines on clearing it out, and sure enough, next day gone. So I guess what I'm saying here is so now I kind of see that this, and when I think about it, this process of just becoming aware of and raising the vibration of my energy feels like it's something I'll do for the rest of my life. It's like the same as breathing. It's just as a human being, one of the things that I have the ability to do is to raise the vibration of energy, and because that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years, is learning how to do that. And now it's sort of become, even sitting here, I can feel like I can feel my whole energy field, and I can feel like it is slightly feels different in different places. I feel there's quite a little stabbing feeling here for some reason, and something over here. But if I just put my awareness on it and just let it do its thing, kind of acknowledge it and welcome it, and just sort of shifts and raises and disappears. So in summary, my orientation now, as opposed to in the past about healing and sort of then having that sort of thing that I'm broken, which I feel it just locks us into something, which, I don't know. Now having the orientation of that I'm a vibrational being, and to as part of that, I have the ability to raise in my energetic vibrational field. I just need to learn how to do it, which I've been learning. And then as a result of that, because my vibration is high, then my physical world has to change, and it has to attract things that are high vibration. And it's just it's basic science, there's nothing woo-woo in there. That's just, that's just, the law of attraction, but it's just basically, like energy attracting like energy. It's and that's been my physical experience. My life, go back to 20 years ago, and I started to talk about that. Completely different. I've looked completely different. I'm 30 kilos lighter than what I was 20 years ago. So. Anyway, so there's just another sort of perspective on healing, and I share this video with you because I guess my sense is, my own experience is that I felt like I got locked into some sort of cycle a bit, because I had this idea that I needed to be healed and that I was broken. And now that I've got this orientation, that no, it's just about the higher I raise my vibration, the more, my life is just going to expand, and who knows what's going to happen, but it's going to change. So it's quite a different orientation and feeling about it. So yeah. Okay, lots of love.